It's a day that obviously it's been well documented. It's impacted every aspect of our lives. We see it everywhere, every day, in the littlest things. And once again, like I said, when I go across the country, you know, I think the impact of the event kind of falls a little flat in some aspects, some areas of the country, especially when you hear people start talking about loose change and all the other stuff that goes involved. And they really don't understand the impact it has on us every day. The impact every day, every time we see someone. When we go to motor vehicles and we have to give our 6-point inspections. Every little aspect of our lives, this was truly a watershed one. Now, a good Irishman, Mr. Andy Sullivan, hard hat pledge.
Thanks, Rod, and thank you for having me here today. I'm very honored. Actually, I have no idea how I got here. I'm just a construction worker. And now I've been speaking in front of people a lot more intelligent than I am, that's for sure. I just happened to be around at a time where American history took an awful, awful beating. And that was on 9/11. Now, I don't want to come off on such a low point. I mean, we just had an incredible month, right? I mean, the start of this month, Bin Laden's death was truly, truly an awesome feeling. I mean, after that announcement, I remember sitting on my couch listening to Geraldo and watching his mustache do a couple of flips as he announced, you know, Bin Laden's dead! Bin Laden's dead! I wish there was something Capone's fault. How much of you guys loving that SEAL Team 6 though? Right? Honestly, folks, we cannot say enough about our military. I love these kids. You know, and with my website, I go out and I do interviews with them. And first question I ask them, and they could be my son or my daughter. That's how young they are. I mean, they were 10 and 11 years old when 9/11 occurred. And when I ask them, I say, what makes you do this? What makes you sacrifice the safety of your house and home to go overseas and be in harm's way? And 9 times out of 10, I get the same answer. Because of 9/11. You know, no one's talking about, you know, the benefits and, you know, all the great benefits that come with being in the service. They talk about for the actual reason, because they're devoted to defending our freedoms. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, that is what's under siege. And I'm seeing it directly. I don't know if you heard, but I was on, you know, I had my little brush with media, and during the proposed building of the Ground Zero Mosque, I was quite vocal. And I got out there and I voiced my opinion. And just to let you people know that this building that they were proposing, the landing gear of the first plane actually came crashing through the roof of that building, the Burlington Coat Factory. And afterwards, when they did a DNA topography to see where the highest density of DNA remains were found, the highest density was on that building. So when I hear somebody tell me that it's 2 blocks from ground zero, or it's 4 blocks from ground zero, no. That building is, for all intents and purposes, ground zero. And don't let anyone tell you differently. Here's another thing. I'm a son of Irish immigrants. And when my parents came here, they were kids. They were younger than you guys. You know? And they had me very young. They didn't know anything. But they did know one thing. That this was the land where dreams come true. And that American dream, the essence of all that is American, is right now under attack. Now, probably the biggest menace we face is political correctness. We cannot let that maintain power. I did a couple of interviews in Albany very recently with Senator Greg Ball, who actually had a hearing, and he was talking about the very soft underbelly and how open we are to terrorist attacks right now, as we speak, even 10 years after the fact of 9/11. And I understood what he was talking about, and it was quite alarming. But I want to talk about the war on terror that's taking place right here. It's where you shop. It's where you work. It's where you go to school. And worst of all, it's in our legislative bodies. Because what's happening right now is a war against the Constitution. And it's being done in a very subliminal sort of way, because there's no red flags going up. And with each little bit of chipping away at that, I hope you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Sharia law. And it is real. And as I sat there and discussed this with Senator Ball, and I showed him something. I got a pamphlet in the mail. And you know what it was for? It was for declining balance mortgage. Does anybody know what that is? It's supposed to be the new financial dynamic thing to hit the planet. It's Sharia financing. And what it is exactly, I'll tell you what it is. It's a Trojan horse for Sharia law. Now, if you look at Europe right now, in the UK, they have 80 courts of Sharia law. That means they are circumventing British's own courts of law. They have a secondary system. In France, they have areas called no-go zones. Is anybody familiar with a no-go zone? A no-go zone is mob rules. They have radical Islamic groups over there that have taken over entire cities and areas. And the cops won't even go in there. They're generating their own economies. They have over 700 no-go zones in France alone. Now, I don't know if you know this, but for me, Europe has always been a crystal ball. Maybe 10 years of what's coming to America. And you guys are so important right now. Because every generation needs to fight and defend our freedoms and that sacred document, our Constitution. Just like Ronald Reagan said, this doesn't get grandfathered in. This isn't some trust fund where you reach a certain age and it's just given to you. This is something that needs to be defended and fought for. And if not, you will most certainly lose it. My friends, my very young, good-looking group out there, don't be that generation. Good luck and God bless you.